Good evening, everybody. I'm Fictional Crystals, and let's talk about gem homes. Gems are obviously not human. They don't do things like humans do. For instance, they don't have to eat or sleep unless they want to.
Don't you guys need rest too? You look exhausted.
We look awesome.
Gems are made, not born. They've never been babies.
Were you guys ever babies?
Ew, gross.
Definitely not.
Unless, of course, they decide to shapeshift into one. When they come out of the ground, they already have an idea of what they're meant to do. As soon as they emerge, soldiers can fight, pearls can serve.
They burst out of the ground already knowing what they're supposed to be.
HomeWorld has a role for each gem type. Each gem has a certain thing they have to do, whether that be going on a mission or simply helping out. But what about those very few times they don't have something to do? Like, where do they go when there's not any missions they're needed for, or when there's nothing to fight? Although it may be short, they would at least have a little bit of spare time before their next assignment. And they need some place to go when this happens. Like humans, each gem has a place to stay. And I don't mean just in terms of a homeworld. Except gems don't have the same types of homes as humans do. Human homes have bedrooms, bathrooms, kitchens, and etc. Gems don't need any of these things. They just need a place to wait before they get back to work. The places they stay in wouldn't really be considered homes, at least not by human standards. So what do gems stay in? Let's look at the Famethyst. The Famethyst are stationed at the human zoo. They're not always looking after humans or guarding though. The jobs revolve between them. When the Famethyst aren't doing anything, they hang around their cubbies, much to Holly Blue's annoyance.
Get out of your cubbies and into your places!
Each member of the Famethyst has a cubby. This is where they stay in their free time. They don't need anything fancy. Their homes are just little them-sized holes.
It's me, Sai!
If we look at the Sky Arena on Earth, you can see it has these very random empty holes. The same goes for the Cloud Arena, and as we can see in the new promo for Wanted, HomeWorld has these random holes in buildings too. The holes in the buildings on HomeWorld are definitely the most notable. There's so many. But then again, HomeWorld has a lot of gems, and so did Earth when gems were trying to colonize it. These are rooms for gems, or at least they look very similar to the average rooms for some gems. Gems rooms are simple and plain. They don't need much else, just a cubby's fine. It's simply a place to wait and not to enjoy. Summing it up, gems may have a homeworld but not a normal home. Most will live in cubbies or very small rooms. Because of their long working hours, they don't spend much time in their rooms or cubbies, so they don't need much in them. Now, depending on a gem's type, job, or class, their rooms will be different. HomeWorld puts a lot of focus on class. The higher the rank, the better the place. More common gems, or gems that have to work together in a group a lot, have cubbies. Lower to middle class gems are the ones who are most likely to be in cubbies. Upper middle class gems may have rooms. Higher class gems would stay in places fancier than the ones I previously mentioned. Their rooms may be closer to offices. The temple the crystal gems live in have personalized rooms that can be accessed by its owner's gemstone. The crystal gems must have gotten the idea for these sorts of rooms from somewhere. Maybe higher class or elite gems on HomeWorld had rooms that could be customized and accessed like the crystal gems' temple. I mean, it would be pretty odd for an extremely elite gem like a diamond to just be sitting in a cubby. The diamonds would definitely have something more like the crystal gems' temple or a castle. Something like this room in Pink Diamond Zoo. They'd want something grand to match a grand gem. HomeWorld has a lot of gems. They have to minimize space by stacking rooms or cubbies on top of each other. Only the best of the best are able to get something proper. How gems get treated isn't a matter of money. I don't think HomeWorld gems even have money. How HomeWorld gems get treated is dependent on what sort of gem they were made as. Some pearls might not even get the luxury of getting their own little space. They just have to follow their owners around. But anyway, thanks for watching and Famethyst for life.
Now let's go home so Steven can sleep in a bed.